Good afternoon, New Orleans. I'm Barret, the founder and CEO of Philia Real Estate. At Philia Real Estate, we're redefining how homes are sold by using technology to drive efficiency, transparency, and control into the process. So the real estate process just sucks. It's inefficient, it's outdated, and extremely costly to homeowners. Why is this? Because there's so many people vying for your hard-earned equity every time you try to sell a house, from real estate agents to mortgage brokers to title companies. The list goes on and on. With a $300,000 home, you're looking at almost $25,000 in costs recouped to you, right? For that money, you still have to wait 30 to 90 days to close a loan. So people are wanting change. They're kind of asking and honestly demanding it. This is what they want. They want efficiency, transparency, and control, right? We see this with Uber. We see this with Amazon. And the list goes on in every vertical that people want this and they want control. Well, we're giving them that at Philia Real Estate with our document automation that allows you to execute all the legal documents that you need to do, kind of like a TurboTax for real estate, and allows you to send it to the other party with an easy-to-read printout. We also automate list to close. I think that's a differentiator from us to make it really efficient for you to sell your house yourself. We also have virtual agents on demand to support you at a low flat fee, so now you can control your costs. We also have virtual tours where sellers can walk buyers through their property with Philia FaceTime, and buyers don't actually have to just waste a Saturday afternoon looking at a house that they don't really want. So we have a lot of different options. We start at $3.99 flat fee that goes on the MLS and all the major sites. We also have a virtual agent at 1% all the way through, and a 5% with all of the marketing on Google ads and Facebook ads. But we also broke down every little thing that you might need to drive more efficiency into the process for pricing, contract negotiations, even boosting your posts or your listing on Facebook and Google outside of the traffic. So you've heard about Philia, great. But what today is about building technology in New Orleans and building for the future. We believe the future of real estate is in the NFT and blockchain technology, driving the process even further. This happens with the transfer of ownership, as well as real estate investing and property management. So let's jump into ownership transfer. This is kind of important. You need to look at it here. It's kind of complicated. But look at the bottom of the slide. You have a property. It has a deed or a title. That's how you buy a property. But in this instance, you're buying it through a US-based LLC, and that US-based LLC is then tokenized by the STO company on the blockchain with a smart contract. Now the smart contract and the NFT is transferred between the buyer and seller, making it more efficient and transparent. So you've got a lot of risk presently when you buy and sell a property. You don't realize it. Human error. We have a lot of people involved in the process that can make mistakes and type the wrong things. We also have fraud, like wire fraud, where you might actually send your money somewhere and never get it back. We also have natural disasters like Katrina that shut down the courthouse, COVID-19 that shut down the courthouse recently, and as well as an inefficient, time-consuming process. If we move forward into the blockchain, you get a quicker, removes the middleman. It's secure, decentralized, and more cost-efficient and effective. We see this in Tampa 1 month ago. The first house sold in the U.S. using this technology. It was a 48-hour sale, so it happened extremely quickly with an extremely quick closing for 210 ETH or $654,000. So this is already happening in the U.S. It's how fast will it happen and how fast will it expand. So let's look into fractional ownership. So Philia Real Estate is owned 100% by Barret right now. If I go and raise funds, that investor A, B, and C then are now fractionally owners of Philia LLC, right? So that's kind of what fractional ownership is. This is also being used for real estate investing. The same process happens at the bottom. You have a property that has a deed that's then bought by the US-based LLC, and then the STO company or Philia would make the NFT smart contract on the blockchain. Now in this instance, we have a homeowner who's wanting to renovate their house, add on an addition. They're giving equity to investors, not banks, investors, extremely quickly, and getting back the capital to do the renovation. Then they can pay it out over scheduled times and whatnot. We also, this will allow you to be more liquid with your property. When you're in real estate right now, you have to wait 30 to 90 days to raise capital. It's also more secure. It's on the blockchain, so it's recorded. It's an efficient process going really efficiently. And you've also got lower minimums. So you could have a lower bathroom remodel, something that may be cost prohibitive with a bank, but you could actually go and do it. And equitable decision making as well, where the investors can quickly respond to your request. We saw this where $20 million was raised by the Hub and Columbia University to renovate their student housing. We also saw a $10.4 million raise by a golf club where they actually are now selling memberships on the ETH and paying back the investors over time. They raised $10.4 million for this endeavor in real estate in less than 48 hours. So let's talk about property management. We obviously got Rent Check in here, some big hitters. So what I would say is the same thing. We got the property, we got the deed, and we got the US-based LLC. The smart contract will then be put on the blockchain, and it will allow for the renter to know what they need to pay and also allow them access of what they can actually rent and occupy the building. It'll also disperse the funds to the vendors and to the investors. Now, the cool thing about this is that it's customizable, right? So the blockchain smart technology can actually dictate how the funds are dispersed to the different parties. You can also automate the repair requests whenever you come in. So the tenant can ask for the repairs, and then equitable decision making on the blockchain to the investors could improve the repairs or disapprove the repairs, right? You can also create blockchain smart technology where it fractionalizes the rental agreements to where it's per square foot. Now the rental agreement is really precise when you have different sized rooms and different shapes. We saw this in 20 Mission in San Fran where they built a building out for tech space. They actually sold a 75-year lease for $300,000 or $33 a month. They now have those coins, and they can use those coins to sublet the apartments or use the space to live in. So what does this mean for Philia, right? Why would I be so interested in this? We're trying to redefine how homes are bought and sold. If we are the STO company and we can create these smart contracts, whenever we sell the property, we could take a small piece, maybe 0.5%. We can also build into the smart contract as the house sells throughout the chain of custody that we would still get a perpetual royalty from those sales, making Philia real estate extremely profitable in the long term. So that's exactly why we're excited about this. I would like to say one more thing. I think this technology could also be used for fundraising. What if Philia was going to be tokenized? What if Philia LLC was tokenized and put on the blockchain, and we were able to raise funds from investors via the blockchain? Those investors could then sell their coins on the secondary market on A and B and C rounds to recoup some of that money from the investors. So now the initial seed investors are not as debt leveraged, and they can have better terms for the founders from day one. So I definitely think this technology is going to be awesome, and it's going to revolutionize things. Appreciate y'all's time, guys, and I'll be after if you have any questions. Definitely be here.